Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today my topic for this particular video is like the RAG systems, like how we can develop a chatbot by using the RAG technology. RAG basically we call the Retrieval Augmented Generation technology. So in this particular video, our focus on this RAG part, and we are going to develop a chatbot in this video by using open source LLM RAG system with Lang Chain framework. And for the UI part, we are using the Flask here. So let me first start with the RAG, like what are the RAG systems and why we require these RAG systems. So in generative AIs, like generally if we develop a application in generative AIs, we generally prefer two options. One is the training of our model or fine tuning of our foundation model. Foundation models basically the pre-trained large language model available for the multiple tasks like the summarizations, question answering, translation for the multiple tasks. As per our requirement, we can choose the foundation model and then we can fine tune those large language model as per our requirement. So generally we have the two approaches here. One is the fine tuning as I mentioned here in this blog. And this one in this blog, basically, I cover. Let me go back to the title of this blog. So in this particular blog, basically, I cover RAG technologies from the beginner point of view, like how a beginner can develop a chatbot by using the open source LLM, RAG, by using the Lang Chain framework and Flask, along with Flask as well. So for fine tuning, so if those large language model is not work as per our business requirement, as per our accuracy requirement, then first option we can do fine tuning of these large language models. So how fine tuning is work? We basically use a pre-trained foundation model, then we fine tune those model on our data. So this basically required a lot of computational resources like the GPU resources, cloud resources, so that we can load those large language model. Then we need to fine tune. Fine tuning is basically we optimize the weight of those language model as per our business requirement, as per our data. So if we compare fine tuning with a RAG system. So fine tuning required lot of computation. Computation means cost. It required lot of cost, lot of resources. And another option which required less resources, less cost is the RAG system. In the RAG system, basically we augmented our business data, our domain data into the system without fine tuning. So here basically we augment by RAG system, we basically augment our domain information, our business information to RAG system into the LLM. So here we don't require the GPUs or the high computation. So this is the cost effective solution as compared to the fine tuning options. So let me jump to the RAG, like how RAG is work. So in RAG system, like if we develop a RAG system, we require the few component. One is the document loader. Then we require the chunking and transforming strategies. Then we have the vector embedding, vector database, and then retrieval. So let me explain these steps with the help of this below diagram. Then we discuss these in detail as well. First step for the RAG system is the document source. Document source may contain the document from online websites in PDF format, in HTML format, or from some SQL database or some textual file in various formats. First step, we need to load this document. So from here, document source to we load our document to RAG system. So here in this first step, we have the textual data. We load our data from different document sources. I explained like the document loader. We have the different document loader provided by Lang Chain also. Like we can load the HTML data, code data, PDF data, textual data from various sources. So first step, we need to load those documents. Next step, we need to transform. We need to transform our data. Basically, we need to divide those textual data like big paragraphs, sentences into the small chunk strategies, because in language model we have the context limit. So we need to divide large paragraph, large sentence into particular chunk size. We have the different chunking strategies. Some of them I will explain in this video as well. So second step is to divide our large text into the chunk part. Then we need to convert those chunk into the embedding vectors. Embedding vector basically the numerical representation, like the vector representation of our textual data. We know the language model understand the numerical data, numerical values, not the textual values. So we need to convert those text data into the numeric format. And here we are using the embedding models. Embedding model basically generate a embedding vector with respect to text data, and those embedding vector basically contain the context information, semantic information of those particular text, particular sentence. And after converting textual data into the embedding format, then we need to store our data in a vector database. So here next step is the vector database. Here basically we need to store our data in embedding format. So you can see here from the document sources, document means our business data, our domain data from various sources. We convert those data into the embedding format and then store same data. Here basically we transform our data from a raw format to the embedding format and then store those data into the vector database. So these are the common step of the retriever system. Then we need to develop a retriever. In this is the overall RAG system, like start from the document sources, then document loading, then transformation and chunking, then embeddings, then vector database, then retriever. So this is the overall RAG pipeline. And in the runtime, if any query is coming, for example, this query is coming, what is RAG? So first, this query convert into the embedding format by using the embedder. I will show you in code as well in a few minutes. Then these embeddings basically go to the retriever. Retriever basically retrieve best match, best context as per this query, and then retrieve those information. So this is the high level overview how the RAG system is work. Let me explain each step in detail. So as I explained in previous diagram, like first step is document loader. So document loader basically the tool to fetch data, to load data from various sources, and Lang Chain provide us number of document loader. And in this particular video, I'm going to use the Lang Chain framework to develop this chatbot. So Lang Chain provide us various tools to fetch the data from HTML, PDF, or in from various locations. Let me show you the list of our document loader. So you can see here we have the number of document loader available in Lang Chain. One is the text loader, CSV loader, HTML loader, PDF loader, and directory loader. So as per our requirement, we can use these loader. And in this particular case, I have the textual data, so I use the text loader. So you can see here, I directly import the text loader class from document loader from Lang Chain community. You can see here. This way we can load our textual data. And next step is the transformation and chunking. So we need to divide our textual data into the small chunk or relevant chunks. So as I explained in the diagram as well, like from the document sources, we load the document, then performing the chunking. So let me show you the chunking types. So you can see here, we have the different chunking strategies available. We can divide our textual data into the small chunk by using the token as well, spectre as well, and semantic information as well. So we have the different strategies available, and like the how text splitter or how chunking work, like it divide the large text into the small part by using our different chunking strategies, and then make a meaningful chunk as per the size, or as per the parameter we use in the chunking strategies. You can see here, these are the number of chunking strategies available. Let me show you one of the chunking strategies in code. So you can see here, we are using the recursive vector text splitter chunking strategies. And in this chunking strategy, we are using the different parameter. You can see here, chunk size is 100. 100 means our chunk, like we divide our sentence or paragraph into the into character of 100 characters. This way basically we divide a single sentence into the three chunks. So this chunk is 100 characters, this chunk also 100 characters, and this chunk also 100 characters. And then we have the overlap. Overlap means this overlap would be 20 characters. This overlap would be 20 characters. So this way we can use the different chunking strategies as per our business requirement. And then we have the other options also, the length functions. This is the length function to determine the length of the text, and by default is use the length function len. And also we have the another parameter is the regex, is separator regex. So you can use different parameter and strategy as per your requirement. So now we have the chunks data. Like in previous steps, we load document, then we divide those textual data into the chunking part. Now we need to convert those chunk data into the embeddings format. Embeddings model, basically we require the embedding model to convert our textual chunking data into the embedding format. And number of like the providers available for the embedding models like the OpenAI, Cohere, Hugging Face, we have the multiple options, and we can deploy a language model on our machine also, and then we can use those uh, open source model as well for the embedding part to convert our textual data into the embedding part. So this way, like we convert our textual data into the vector format by using the embedder model. And you can see here basically we are using the OpenAI embeddings. You can see here embedding model, and then we feed our document. You can see here we are feeding two sentence means here two document, and then we generating those embeddings. You can see here length of embedding is two means we have the two document, two sentence basically. So that's why length of embedding is two, we have the two document. Then we are checking the dimension of vector, one of the embedding vector, like this is the first vector, this is the second vector, we have the two embeddings means two vector. Then we are checking the dimension. Length means dimension of these particular vector. You can see here the dimension of vector is 1536 dimension. So this is the embeddings, like how we convert our data into the embedding format. Now we have the data in numerical format, vector format. We need to store those data. And so to store this data, we require the vector database. So in this step, we require vector database, and here also Lang Chain provide us multiple options of 50 plus vector stores. We can store those information. So these are the key features while choosing a vector database. From the storing efficiency point of view, from the latency point of view, like the fast retrieval, scalability, also customize option also. So these are the key features we need to take care while developing our retriever. So now our vector database ready up to this step. Further, we need to develop a retriever. We need to develop a retriever by using this vector database. So you can see here, like this is the document source. Now step one, loading the document, step two, chunking, step three, embeddings, then vector database, then retriever. This is the final step of our RAG system. So these are the key function of the retrievers, like the information retrievals. Like our retriever is basically responsible as per the query, as per the prompt, retrieve the best information as per the context. So these information is taken care by the retriever, like as per the query, which information is sent to back to the LLM. So information retrieval, context enrichment, optimization, and performance also. So these are the key functions, key features of the retrieves. And now I'm going to discuss like how we can develop a chatbot. So up to this step, we develop a RAG system. Now we integrate these RAG with a open source LLM, and then develop a UI upon these LLM. So this way we can develop a chatbot by using the open source LLM and RAG system. So as I explained in previous steps, like first things is we need to load the document. So here again, we are loading the document, then performing the chunking. That these steps are same. And this code also available on the GitHub as well. I will show you those also at the end of the video. And then we need to convert our data into the embedding format. So here we are using the Hugging Face embedder. and then storing those into the vector database. Here we are using the Facebook AI similarity search. And then we are developing our retriever. You can see here. And we required a language model as well. So finally, from the retriever, we feed our relevant context, query, and prompt information to the LLM. So this is the LLM code. Here, basically, we are using the Hugging Face Hub to deploy a LLM. This is the 7 billion parameter LLM, and these are the model parameters. You can change this model parameter, and you need to change this Hugging Face key. You need to change this Hugging Face key if you are going to use the same code. And finally, we need to develop the chain. This is the basically chain is the pipeline. And here basically we are using the Lang Chain Expression Language, LCEL, to develop our end-to-end chain. And in this chain, we basically require multiple things. As I explained earlier, like the first retriever means RAG system, then our language model. So this way in this chain, you can see here, we first call our retriever, then our prompt, then model, and then the final output from our model, from our LLM. And this is the high level overflow of our chatbot. So like the user from the UI asks for any query, this query go to our chatbot. Our chatbot first send this query to the RAG system. And in the RAG system, we have the embedder model. As I explained in the previous step, Hugging Face embedder model. Those embedder model basically convert these textual query into the embedding format. And then we have the retriever basically find the best match as per this query, and then retrieve those best match to our RAG. And then our RAG system send the best relevant context, which this relevant context retrieved by the retriever, and the prompt query information to the large language model, this open source language model I explained in the previous step. And then this open source language model generate the response. So this is the high level workflow of our chatbot system. And if you talk about the code, so this is the code of our chatbot. Let me explain this into the Visual Studio Code also. And you can find this all code in GitHub as well. You can see here, this is the GitHub link. And let me show you the GitHub here also. And in this particular case, we are using these RAG document. We are feeding these RAG document. So this one is the GitHub repo link. You can find all the code available here. And this is the main file of our RAG system. And you can follow the README file. You can easily use our chatbot. If you want to change the LLM, like you want to deploy LLM on your machine, then you can follow these steps mentioned in the README file. And this way you can use this chatbot. So let me go to the Visual Studio Code. So this is the same code which I explained in previous sections. This is the same code you can see here. You can use this code as it is to develop this chatbot. And here we are developing our RAG system. This is the same code which I explained in the previous section in blog part. And here basically we are using the Flask to develop our UI. So here basically we are developing a UI, and from the UI part we are basically asking the query, and then based upon this RAG system, and RAG basically retrieve the information from the document. So here in the data folder, you can see here, this one in the data folder. Under the data folder, we have the docs underscore RAG. From this document, we are feeding data to our RAG system. Let me show you this document. So this document related to the marine life. So this is our RAG document. You can see here, this one is the RAG, our RAG document. So basically we feed this document to our RAG system. So let me show you where we are feeding. From here, basically we are feeding this document to our RAG system, and then we are developing a chatbot. Now we are going to run this chatbot and ask the question as per our document, our domain information. Basically, we feed those information to this document. You can see here, and you can load multiple document, multiple data from different sources, as I explained in previous sections. and let me hit this URL. So you can see here our chatbot is ready. You can see here this one is our chatbot, and we can ask any question here. So let me ask question related to our RAG document. So this chatbot basically answer as per the information mentioned in our document. By using those information, this our chatbot would be answer. So I'm asking this question: what are the common threads for marine system? And it will take few seconds. So you can see here our chatbot is replying human activities such as overfishing, pollution, climate change are the common threat for the marine system. Let me ask another question. So you can see here our bot is replying. So this way we can develop a bot, and in this particular case, I develop a bot from the beginner point of view. So I explain all the things from very beginner point of view so that any beginner can develop a chatbot by using these RAG technologies, by using Lang Chain, RAG, open source LLM as well. And if you want to deploy LLM on your local machine, then you need to comment this part. Basically, here we are deploying the LLM, we are calling the LLM from having face up. Then you need to comment this part and then uncomment this line, and you need to change the path of your machine. And to use this model as by using the GPT for all, first you need to download this model to your local machine. And to download this model, you need to run this code. And this all code available on the GitHub as well. And to download this model, you need to run this code. Here, basically, we are calling the GPT for all, and then downloading the Mistral 7 billion open source model. And this all code available on the GitHub as well, as I explained. So you can see here, this all code available on the GitHub. You can use code, and you can change the document as per your requirement from here. In the data folder, you can change the document. You can feed your project document, your requirement document, so that you can do RAG as per your requirement. If you want to explore the RAG in more detail, you can refer to this blog as well. In this blog, I explain all the things from the beginner point of view, like how a beginner can develop a chatbot by using the open source LLM and RAG and Lang Chain, Flask, all the things in detail. You can refer to this one. I will provide the link of this blog and my GitHub as well in the video description. You can find all the information. And please like and subscribe my channel. And thank you for watching this video.